What is consciously being possessed? Are you consciously possessed? See, this is a frame, aka an outlook on how you see the world. And of course, you're supposed to have your own outlook on how you see the world. Just because you see the world as it appears doesn't mean you're supposed to agree with how the world is, to basically do a 360 around your circumference or your rotation, or the rotation in general. You're supposed to be allowing these things to rotate in your perspective, rotate in your vision, rotate in your hemisphere. So if you're not allowing these things to accumulate or plant the seeds that you want to accumulate in your perspective, then you're going to actually go with the ideas and the concepts of what other people see as these things. And the person that created this perspective or created this outlook on how you should see the world is putting you in their backyard to be a slave, to plant their seeds, to plant their outlooks, to plant their visions. AKA, you do this, I'm going to pay you a fair amount of money to basically bring you a satisfaction perspective. See, now, this is a circumstance situation to where if you don't have your own backyard, then you're going to always be a worker, or always looking outside somebody else's backyard, or staring at somebody else's perspective, or somebody else's desires, or someone else's ways of maneuvering around the world to basically have their own perspective in their own backyard. Because of course, if you ain't got a back to lay down on, if you ain't got a yard to go inside and plant sex, plant seeds, plant nuts, bust nuts, then you ain't gonna be able to actually have a firm back to be stand on. Your kids won't be able to actually be on your back. Your kids won't be able to actually crawl on your back because you ain't got a back to crawl on. Your kids gonna be in somebody else's backyard crawling on their backs. Fuck around, they become the youngest to work for somebody. They don't have their own backyard because the parents is not creating this sufficient backyard for these kids to basically gravitate towards or be able to have fun in and run around in. So it's so important to not get consciously possessed into the outlooks of the world. You're supposed to just experience. AKA, today is what? Monday. So today is Monday. So you will have a notebook. You will have a pen, a paper. You will write down the experiences you experienced today on this date. And whatever experiences that you do not want to accumulate, you were supposed to replenish these things, push these things out. And the experiences that you want to have, you're supposed to create your own experience, create your own concept on how you can find that source, on how you can find that circumference, and be able to actually create a shape, a trine, a GIF, a triangle to basically have the idea, the feeling, and of course connect it. This way it connects down into your perspective. Because of course, death comes in threes. And of course, we in the third realm of reality of how we see things and perspective. Now, every day we elevating. Every day we moving up. So if you're not moving up to better and higher qualities of the world and your perspective, then you're going to always be put into a circumstance or situation where someone else is basically controlling your outlook on the world, or basically consciously possessing you on how you should basically tame the world or create and see through their lens. And of course, we in a time where this is a time to have your power in your own frame and your own concept. AKA, don't believe nothing that you see, or don't believe nothing that's in the illusion to basically bring fear. And of course, always remember, if it brings fear, then of course it's here to control you and eat you up. So if you allowing things and small things to eat you up in life, imagine when you allow higher perspectives to basically eat you up and frame you down. You're not supposed to allow these things to basically gravitate towards you. You're supposed to put yourself in a scenario where you can basically elevate, and of course not repeat the same mistakes that you made previously. So of course we all doing what we did in our previous life, but if we don't learn from our mistakes now, we're gonna basically keep falling down the pit, falling down the abyss. You don't want to get caught up into that circumstance situation, because who knows how long it would take for you to be able to actually grasp towards a new flesh, a new body. And of course, you don't want to come back here into this world. This world is pretty much done with. It's either going to be destroyed or it's going to have a new outlook. Of course, we all just spirits and bodies presenting our ways of traveling and getting back to whole again. And of course, whatever you see in this world can blindside you and, of course, make you possess consciously. And these things can possess your visions, possess your outlooks, and they can do so many things. But we're not supposed to get lost into these things. We're supposed to use these things as our bitches, as our monkeys, as our gorillas. Of course, we're supposed to just go for the ride. So yeah, you always got to put yourself in a circumstance situation of containing on how you want to basically see the world in your views or your outlook. So everything starts with you though. So never allow anybody or any person, place, or thing to basically put you in the whereabouts on how you want to perceive the world. Everything starts with you. So you got to pick and choose which reality are you going to choose. So yeah, that's about it.